Hello and welcome everybody to this penultimate race of this IIL Israeli iRacing League season. Welcome to Laguna Seca, one of the most famous track for sports car racing. 2.2 miles and 180 feet elevation change will serve as the second to last race of this season as the two championship rivals head into this one with a 10-point gap difference. We just wrapped up our qualifying session and the grid is set for this race. I'm your caster, Toka. Joining me is, as always, is the lovely Sean Stam. Welcome. How are we doing today?
Hey Toka, thank you for the introduction. And man, I'm doing all right. Hope everybody they're doing great at home. Man, got a great race on our hands here today. Alex Kozacek, Ido Tal, Rodham Katz, Tom Rappaport, Bertie Galili, and Tal Stern making it out today. Going to be that top six starting spots. Ariane Asa, Rodham Lev, Abe Ziv, Erza, and then Shlami there, top 11 starting spots. And then, man, we have drivers all the way out to that 17th starting spot, but looks like everybody making it out to the grid here today for a great race at Laguna Seca.
Yeah, absolutely. Heading into this race here, Alex Kochuk is going to be ahead in the championship by 7 points. Tom Rapport right behind him. So this championship is not quite wrapped up yet here in the silver category. It's still going to be pretty much decided in this and the final race after this. So any single points these drivers can scrape out can change the entire championship order. Here it's basically the fight between the first and second place, as the third place of the championship. Orbrom is behind by around 30 points to first place. So it's going to be a fight between Kozastruck and Rapport here between today. So we're going to see how that fight turns out. Maybe they'll turn up the aggression heading to the last two races of this season.
I think that's something that we see quite often here in this Silver Series. Look for it here on the start. Cooler temperatures here in California this morning. Laguna Seca, green flag is out. Away these drivers go, heading down into turn one. And a multi-apex, going to be a quick triple left-hander. Already seeing some two, even three wide, little bit further back in the pack.
The track does let us up to be able to have wide side-by-side racing, but heading out of the first three corners there, Alex is going to be headed as you have a collision at the back here. A lot of corners going on here, body work going all over the place. That's going to be Abizif, who comes out really badly out of that one, but heading into turn number 6 here, Alex Kochuk ahead, leading after Idle Charles and the Rodham Cats ran up the first three positions. The rest pretty much staying as it was as we started from the qualifying position. So we got Alex Kochuk leading the championship and leading this race. Was Tom Rapport, his championship rival, behind in 5th place as we head into another set of corners here. The elevation changes, as you can see, heading into the grew 150 feet of elevation changes, so these drivers are gonna have to have to choose their braking point extremely carefully here. Oh, side by side for a moment, but really scary moment. You can see how the car just shakes when going through these corners. It's very unstable when there's this much elevation change in play.
Yeah, I mean, going through the corkscrew there on cooler temperatures, cooler tires, a little bit risky, but everybody able to make it through so far. Air ran a little bit off the pace, but keeping it rolling. Our biggest mover of the race so far. Tomer here, 94 BMW M2. Just now completing lap 1, and battle for the lead, man. Ido Tal took that lead away as we're going to look side by side getting into turn 1.
Azrael is going to look to be sending another move down the inside there. It's going to complete that one. Out to left the door completely open. Actually kind of shifted himself into a bad defensive position and compromised his line. He's going to have to pay for that one there. Briefly took the lead off the race by Kozacek, showing exactly why he is a championship leader. Firmly once again in the lead of this race. So nice little move there. Absolutely no defense put up by the second place driver right now behind him. Still Rodham Castle. The rest few positions still staying unchanged. So it's going to be drivers just sticking with each other. The gap basically only half a second between each driver all the way down to 16th place Abizif, who came up really battling that early race start collision. So these drivers are not going to separate anytime soon here. Plenty of chances to catch back up, especially on a track like this, where the corners come very quick you're not going to have a lot of time to pull away from the drivers behind you.
Let's take another look at that opening lap incident here. This is with that number 96, and sir, there's 3 wide in front of him. Let's see what happens. This down into turn 1, heading into 1A. Oh, little bit of maybe net code there. We're going to rewind that for our viewers. Hate to hit him with the rewind here, but I didn't really even see contact between the 2 drivers.
I think there was contact there. I think that was just kind of didn't see the driver behind him, kind of squeezing him a little bit. But yeah, it's just a tiniest little bit of contact, and I mean, when it's the front left of the driver behind hitting the rear right there of the driver ahead, it's basically a pit maneuver. As we see another. Oh my God, that's a post-crash collision there, completely unwarranted. An aftermath, an afterblow, you could say. You hate to see that. So once again, as if not having the best time in this race there. Really bad collision. Now an entire front grid of his car completely taken off.
So we were live on board with the 420 there as it happened. Maybe just got in that gravel there on the apex or the entry of turn 1, and maybe a double car collision. So Ido Tao still trying to reel in Alex after making that first pass on him. Alex able to get right back by, and then is heading back down into the corkscrew. If you're going to make a pass here, this is a risky but great place to do it. Looks like Ido able to close that gap just a little bit, but Alex with the exit speeds is what I've noticed so far, Toka. Alex looking really good on exit. Ido there on corner entry, but man, exit's so important here at Laguna Seca.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially on a track like this, when a lot of these corners are downhill, even slightly, it means you can carry a lot of speed. You don't actually have to brake that hard, right? You can just turn your car in and let gravity do the work for you. You can carry that speed in and get on the power right away, and not risk an oversteer, because the car just lends itself and the gravity just pulls the car down according to the track. Especially another factor to bring up, Ido Tao, one of the reasons why he's kind of been behind a little bit in the pace compared to Alex Kochuk, is the fact that he's been going pretty wide at a few of these exit corners, especially on this track. The way it's set up, right, the natural border of the track, it's based on a dry lake, right? Before there was a lake here, but that lake has since gone away to the dry heat of the state of California. So it's all sandy desert out here. So if you put a wheel outside, you pick up that sand, your car's gonna go dirty, and you're gonna take some time to recover. Exactly like that other Cohen, just going slightly wide there, carrying too much speed in, goes wide, picks up all the sand, gets his tire dirty, and now gets passed by one driver and immediately under pressure from another, and it's going to lose that position as well.
Yeah, I took really good notice there of just how much gravel came back up on the track. If you run behind somebody that goes off the track in front of you, you better have your reflexes on standby. Man, it seems like you just lose all grip. The car gets super tight through the corner, and just no turning capabilities within the BMW after maybe just a couple specks of gravel get on the tires. But how about this battle between Tom Rappaport, Tal Stern, raging on early? This is the battle for 4th spot, and I do believe, just like we have seen all season, we should get that top 10 inversion. So keep an eye on this 9th spot, as well as P10, because P10 is going to start on the pole for this next mini race coming up in just a few minutes time.
Yeah, we should really keep an eye on that battle for 4th place there. Tom Rappaport actually passes Rodham Cass, goes into 3rd place. So the driver's second in the championship makes a move and now is leading the pack. Look at that. It's a slipstream wolf pack who's all chasing down the 2 race leaders right now. Tom Rappaport out for blood. He understands the importance of taking as many points as he can away from these races to chase down the gap, the 7-point gap to the championship leader. Tom Rappaport now solidly ahead of that pack as the behind Tal Stern now under pressure from Rodham Cass. Only half a second between those twos, and now they're gonna go on to each other. You can see just how much gravel and sand is on the track. A few of these drivers going wide, right, puts some of these debris on the track, and it's dirty for the rest of all these drivers throughout the entire race.
Looked like Tom Rappaport going a little wide within the corkscrew and throwing even more gravel up on the track. And Oh, and the corkscrew, that is not where you are going to want to deal with that. We have close battles raging on all throughout the track, but man, Toka, like you mentioned, I think this right now is the one to watch as we have Tal, Rotom, Tom, and also Rotom Cats here. Just the back of this battle, maybe waiting for some drivers to make some contact and take advantage of it. Matter of fact, going to look the outside into turn one.
Yeah, gonna be a little bit far away
crossover.
Here. Oh, actually gonna go for the switchback here, right on the inside, late braking. Actually, kind of compromises the line a little bit, but has the inside line and has the exit speed, just completely blocks around Tom Rappaport. Rappaport did not have the space to accelerate out of that braking zone. So what a brilliant move there by Rotom Cats. Sells him the dummy, goes for the switchback, sends it up the inside, says bye-bye, thank you very much. I'll take 5th place.
That he will. Now going to work on Rotom Lev in front of him, as well as Tal Stern for P3. While we have a moment here, I'd like to shout out our main race sponsor, ILAKA Esports and Karting. Man, take a look on the right side of your screen. This is what you can experience getting with these guys over at IIL. Massive sim racing setup, taking this from the Instagram over there at ILAKA Esports. And just a great time. If you're over there within the region, looks like Rand there going to work. So yeah, over there within that region, check these guys out. It's just a great time. Super friendly friend group. As you see there, kind of taking some P1, P2, 3 pictures, 4 silver and gold. So appreciate these guys for bringing us on board to bring you the action here today. And man, Tal Stern having a great run up to P3.
Yeah, this battle between these 4 cars here, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and maybe even extending to the 6th place position as well. It's been tight from the very start. I mean, these cars are just putting pressure upon pressure on each other, just switching positions constantly. But you have to take into account, if they keep fighting like this, who's going to benefit? It's the 1st and 2nd place driver, right? That's just going to be able to pull that lead. Idle now is just going to be behind Alex Kocha, kind of a little bit too far behind to take the slipstream, but not going to be dragged along. But basically, they have free reign to just keep managing their tires, keep their own pace, while these drivers behind them are too busy fighting. It's just going to create more and more gap from them, and it's going to be safe for the rest of the race. So basically, it's just going to be Alex Kochuk and Otao fighting for the win, and the rest going to be scrapping for the final remaining points available.
Yeah, as we bring up that track map on the right side of your screen, look, these guys already heading down into the corkscrew. You have P3, P4, P5, all the way back now, just now heading into the entry of the corkscrew. Tremendous pace from Alex Ido out here early. So we are just halfway to go. So hopefully, you can't push things too hard like you mentioned earlier, Toka, with the gravel, the off tracks that you can accumulate. But Alex Kozichuk with great pace, putting down 32.5 last time by. We'll see what lap time he gets this time by. And even compare this to our 2nd place runner. Kozichuk.
Yeah, overall it's just faster there from Alex Kozichuk.
Yeah, you see little close there on lap 6, damn near even between the two. But yeah, Kozichuk, if he keeps this pace up, we're just going to see him run away with it. And hey, going to be interesting to see him start from that P10 spot in this next mini race.
As Kozichuk definitely has this all 8 corners of the Laguna Seca track. Remember this? Oh my God! Okay, there, I was actually going offline trying to chase Kozichuk. So that basically cemented safety of Kozichuk for this race there. Alex trying to chase him down, but basically compromising his line is going to compromise him for the rest of the race. As we ride along with Tom Brownport here, the driver in 2nd place of the championship, started 5th, went up to 3rd, got overtaken, and then went a little bit off with the contact when the drivers ahead of him now is chopped all the way back to 10th place. So this, in a sense of gravity, the situation here, he can't afford to stay here for too long because if race entered his position, that means Alex Kozichuk is going to pull an even larger lead in the championship for him. And Alberto Galli going to go up a move on to there, Tom Horozowski, who went off the track there under no duress. They're not being put making an unforced mistake, so it's just going to let him through. And now it's going to put himself onto pressure from Tom Rapport, who's not going to be chasing him down like a hawk. Even Tom Horozowski actually kind of looked for a move there, moved onto the inside, but then went back to the racing line. Now we see again a mirror fight here. 8th place, 9th place, 10th place. these 4 cars, basically, all the way up to Ezra Raphael, is going to be the same kind of fight we saw there between Tao Stern all the way down to Tom Rappaport at that point. Right? It was a 4-car fight as well. So once again, we see another scenario just like that play out here.
Is that the slipstream? Is that the longer straightaways kind of keeping these guys in touch? I bring that up because, man, I'm starting a GT4 versus NASCAR league. I know it's not at a great time for these IIL drivers, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. But, hey, I know that these guys have the GT4 pace. And, yeah, I mean, check this out. Like you mentioned, the battles kind of all within their own little blankets here. Got Erza leading this battle within this 4-car pack for P7. And, hey, even in 13th, got Iran Abe back here. And our car's a lap down, still going to battle. So battles, once again, all over the track. Alex, however, though, continuing to lead that gap on Ido, now up almost 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, Alex is absolutely not slowing down. You think that he'd be managing his tires, he'd be managing the temperatures.
You would think.
It's just a short race, but you still have to do those things. But he's just pedal to the metal here. He's extending the gap as much as he can. I mean, this is when you can tell that the driver is feeling it, right? He's just absolutely in the zone. And now we see another driver is in his zone. Road left, going to send one down, trying to go on the outside, but not going to make the move stick here. Just trying to stay side by side, but the gap perhaps a little bit too big. He's just going to stay behind Rodham Cast for now. Actually, one of the points I want to bring up is we're kind of seeing again more and more drivers go wide and touch and bring gravel onto the track. And one of the factors why is as more and more drivers make mistakes, right? They overshoot their corners. They're going to make the track dirtier and dirtier, so the drivers behind them are going to suffer more and more here. Whereas Raphael was leading the 4-car pack situation, but actually was taken over by Bertie Galili there, who was missing the entire front part of his car, but now it's taking 7th place, and now has put Urza Raphael into a difficult position. The rest of the 2 remaining cars here, Horozowski and Rappaport, now chasing him down, looking to get a piece of that P8 position.
Guys still battling out here 15 minutes into the race, and looks like we got a little incident with Aaron here. Gonna take a look. Brought to you by Stam Studio Network. This heading up into the left-hander, then down into the corkscrew. Looks like just one's a little wide. Gonna spread even more gravel on the track there, and but able to keep his car going. Right now sitting P13, up 2 spots since the start of the race.
It's easy to fall into that trap because the track is so wide. Most of these corners allow you to just carry so much speed. It's easy to overshoot it, overdo it, and then go wide there.
Yeah, the corners kind of they invite you to carry too much speed, and then on exit you're right there in the gravel pit. Like, oops, did not mean to do that.
Tom Rappaport actually tried to look for a move down the inside there, but the gap was just a little bit too far away. Man, these drivers are hunting down each other, going out full blood here, so close to each other, and we're gonna see another battle here back on here. Tom Horozowski gonna send a move down the inside, actually contact from the car ahead, gonna slow him down and hit the car behind as well there. Did not have the gap there, going for a risky move, gonna pay for it, and actually get in the way of Tom Rappaport, actually hinder his position as well. He's gonna allow Bertie Galili just pull a gap on these 3 drivers, but 42 drivers, they don't care too much about that right now. They're just too busy fighting each other, and Tom Horozowski probably the worst one out of these 3. So he's stuck in the middle. He can't go too aggressive on a guy in front because it will immediately put him into the position of pressure from Tom Rappaport from behind.
Yeah, man, Tomer, they're kind of meat of the sandwich. Got right in between at Tom and Arizona there in front of him, but down into the corkscrew here. Heavy early braking. Whoa, Tom gonna send it a little deep, but gets the M2 stopped in time. As we are coming to the end of this first mini race here. Gonna keep an eye on this battle, because once again, this is going to be for pole for this next race. Is now there's a switch for that spot in front. Looks like 86. Arizona going to go a little wide. This coming down to the last turn of the track. And now Tom's going to run a little wide.
Make the move stick there. Yeah, so So Ezra actually was in 7th place. I remember back then he was leading that 4-car pack, but now Tom Rapport cutting his way through the field there. Jogged back to 10th place position, now has covered up to 7th place. 8th position. I kind of wondered there for a moment, maybe Rapport would actually want to stay in 10th place to gain pole position for the next race, but I mean, most of these positions play basically the same point, right? It's only a 2-point difference between each position, right? There's not that much of a division between each positions, so it's better for you to just get as many points as you can in each of these races you participate in, especially if you're Rappaport, because he is in 2nd place in the championship, and with Alex Kozchuk winning the race, he's gonna need every single point he can get.
Speaking of Kozachuk, still, I mean, the gap has stayed the same, about that 2.5 seconds. Alex, with so much pace here, just gotten out to that gap of 2.5 and kind of kept it that same. Idotel having a really good race, and then, man, Tal also having a really good race for himself. That number 18, he's up 3 spots since the start of the race. Going to be very, very fun to watch these drivers start a little bit deeper in the pack this next race and see how they manage to get through it all. As you see, Barney the Flagman throwing that white flag, 1 to go here in California, Laguna Seca.
Barney Flagman, what's the lore behind that one?
Oh, I don't know if it was Twitter or Reddit or what, but no, it was when NASCAR went all iRacing mode during COVID, but I think they gave him that name. And here's an incident now this is coming to the white flag lap for Matan here, back in 15th place, up 2 spots at the start. Oh, whoa.
Oh, that might be
weird.
a disconnect there. Yeah, that looks really weird.
Maybe a slowdown, or even just giving the leaders a point by there. Or,
that looks
probably
really
interesting.
Blue flags. Yeah, it looks like blue flags. It was Alex Kozachuk who took his position. Oh, sorry, past him. So, yeah, 1 lap down. He's just getting lapped by the leaders. Got a yield position. Actually, would love if you could bring up like the track comparison, the lap time comparison between Kozachuk and Otao. Here we go there. Checker flag is being waved. Alex Kozachuk is gonna come home, take this first race win in his mini race here at the Laguna Seca track for the penultimate race of the season. Gonna flash his lights there. As you see, Otao gonna come home to claim 2nd place on a race for him. He tried his best to chase down the race leader, but Kozachuk was just too fast for anyone to chase there, but Otao's going to stay in 2nd place, same position as he started. For the rest of the pack, here's Romcast to take the final place on the podium. Brilliant race, gaining 3 positions off the start. Rodem Pleth coming in 4th, Tao Stern coming in 5th. Over Zeus also come up 2 positions from the start, getting 6th. Brody Galili, what a fight he had with 4 cars behind him. Gonna come home in 7th place. Now Tom Rapport, the driver, 2nd place in the championship, gonna come home in 8th to claim all the points he can get. After that is Ezra Raphael in 9th, and Tomer Horozowski coming home and rounding out the final 10th place position.
Alrighty, I heard you kind of mention it before we started going down that top 10, and take a look real quick. 38, 34s. We saw some 33s, even 32s being put down from the faster drivers as we continue to wrap this first mini race up here for Silver Series. So keep an eye on Tomir. Here's Tom Rappaport, Birdie Galili starting out in those front few rows for this next race. Looks like Abe Zev going to finish home P13. And hey, just like that, the magic of iRacing, drivers should be coming to the grid any second now. Matter of fact, they are. Look, there's our pole sitter for heat race number 2. Tomir Horozowski, number 94. There's Ezra right there. Tom Rappaport, Birdie, Ophir, Tal Stern, Rodem. The Rodem and Rodem show. What a race between those 2 drivers last time by. Going to be ones to watch here at this second heat for Silver Series.
Yeah, it's all. Don't even count out Alex Kozachuk quite just yet. I mean, last race winner, the pace he had, right? I mean, the battle he had with Otao was basically faster than the rest of the entire grid. But even then, I mean, he was putting down the pace. Alex Kozachuk was usually over 2 or 3 tenths faster than Otao. But as we get prepared here, the lights are going to come up as the last drivers from up on the grid. Tom Rappaport is going to start in 3rd place. For the leader on this race, pole position is going to be Tom Marzowski. See 5 red light hits at Laguna Seca for the 2nd race, and we go racing here in the final race of this silver class. And it's going to be Tom Marzowski leading into the 1st corner. I see some moves being set down into this triple left-hander. The gap is big. Is there? Tom Marzowski kind of squeezing 2nd place there a little bit, trying to defend his position. He's going to be able to do so. And a massive incident in the back. 4-car pile up there. The driver going to come out once again, out really badly out of it. Abaziv once again, who also had the incident in the 1st race, is going to suffer in this one too, and another spin out here from another driver here. Rodham Cat's going to suffer as well. But in the first top 3 positions, going to be changed as well. Bordigilli going to send a move on Tom Rappaport. It's going to gain a position. Tom Marzowski sitting on pole, still having to desperately defend his positions here. So the rest of the drivers going to put all the pressure to each other. The gaps are still minuscule. Any drivers can send one down inside and create absolutely carnage for the rest of the drivers behind him here.
I think this is when you have to try to send that move when these drivers are at least expecting it here on the opening laps. This is sitting on board with Tom Rappaport. Does he go for the move on the inside and the corkscrew? Matter of fact, he does, sending it deep. So deep as we're going to hit 3 wide on exit. That's not going to work out.
Oh! Yeah, that absolutely did not work out there. Tom Rappaport going really deep into that corner, kind of almost shoving into Rodham left there for a moment. IIL just kind of taking matters in his own hand, just sending one down the inside of both of those drivers there, but ultimately kind of making it 3 wide at the corkscrew. I mean, it's called a corkscrew for a reason. It's not gonna fit 3 cars in there. And another one, the driver's going wide, spraying gravel onto the track. The rest of the drivers behind him gonna suffer. But for now, it's again we kind of see the same scenario play out. The first race as it does this one too. Tomer Marzowski gonna be leading this race, but right behind him is Urza Rafael. So the 1st and 2nd place position from the last race staying the same here. But the rest of the drivers going to be forming into the pack. We saw again, going to try and chase down these first 2 drivers, but kind of isolated the rest of these pockets of these cars so close to each other. Oh my God, Tom Rappaport into a really tough position. They had to navigate between 3 drivers, and all the drivers just sending moves down to each other. Upfield, we see another driver sending down the inside. There are 2 moves happening, separated between 4 drivers into 1 corner there. Tom Rappaport going to be now overtaken by Tao Stern. They're sending a move down the inside once again. I mean, this track just links itself so well. These super close-knit and tight racing. Tom Rappaport actually missing his entire front body work. Now are we gonna go 3 wide here on down this straight? For a second there, oh my God, Tao Stern actually squeezing Tom Rappaport here, giving him the elbow. It's elbows out, and it's hard racing as we go down the hairpin section here. Oh, sorry, the chicane section. And Tom Rappaport still fighting this 5th and 6th place battle. It's just ongoing, constantly. Burgley dropping down off the back of an incident, as it seems also Tao's turn as well.
Yeah, a lot happened within 1 lap. We're seeing Tomer all the way down to P17 after leading a lap or 2. Oh boy, there's going to be a lot to go over. Looks like, okay, here's our first incident we got to look at. The leader of the race running a little bit wide. Into the gravel he goes. Where he stops, nobody knows, but, well, he'll get back out on track there. That's going to give the lead to Irza. Ido Tal up to P2, and then, man, Tal Stern, take a look at his incident as he goes off track. Not sure if this was induced. Oh, it was. Looks like that 18 or 81, I believe that orange BMW was, I believe. And then let's take another look at, man, Tal had another incident. Not sure if this was just the car misbehaving on him or what's here. Oh, that
was the same incident.
Yeah, same incident there. So another one.
That's where. Yeah. Tasker actually sent a good move down his inside. Tom Rappaport took the position ahead of him, but just put any power down too early. This track, I mean, it's getting dirty already, right? So seeing so many drivers in these situations where there's just so much pressure on the drivers behind them, they make a slight mistake. They go wide. They put the gravel down on track, almost like a banana in Mario Kart, right? On the driver behind them, they suffer too. So this track is just again and again just getting dirtier and dirtier, and these drivers are so much more prone to making these mistakes.
I think that's exactly what we're seeing, and it's only 5 minutes into this race. Wonder if the track conditions are carrying over as whoa. IIL gonna look down the inside. This is for the lead of the race here. We're gonna look 3 wide down the start-finish stretch.
Go heading into turn 1 there. I mean, Rome left trying to look for an opportunistic move there, but ultimately going to be pushed down to where he deserves to be. But actually giving him the squeeze, IIL going to squeeze out Rafael. Rafael absolutely not going to be happy about that one. That was very aggressive racing from IIL to try and defend his position, putting the driver behind him out of the track to try and defend that one. It's going to hand that second place also to Rodham left. Now going to put Ezra, who was at for a moment, inherited the first place position from Tom Horozowski, but now is under pressure from 2 cars behind, including Tom Rappaport, who has cut through the pack and has put himself back up to 4th position, missing body work. He doesn't care. He's putting the pace on here.
Tom Rappaport, man, we'll look at the out of the back bumper of Ezra onto Tom here. And isn't that 2 races in a row now that he has completely lost the front fascia of his BMW M2, but hey, he's not entering the pace at all or the downforce. Let's check this out into the corkscrew. He's got the pace right on the back bumper.
Oh my God, these cars are just so tight with each other. And look at that behind him as well in 6th place position. It's Alex Kozacek, who's hunting them down like a hawk, right? Remember, he started in 10th position because he was the race winner in that first race and already putting himself back up to 6th. Tom Rappaport not gonna be happy, right? Oh my God, what a cool! That's actually so cool. A Republic, Star Wars Republic helmet from Over Mazda. That's so base. But anyways, as I was saying here, Tom Rappaport, 2nd place in the driver championship, not gonna be too happy about the fact as Kozacek already bring himself up to 6th place position, right? So the only thing standing between these 2 championship rivals here is Over Mazus. So Mazus kind of playing as the only person is stopping the direct fight between these 2 drivers, but and as soon as a move is being set down, it's going to put these 2 drivers head-to-head. And I mean, Tom Rappaport under so much pressure, he needs to get all the points he can while his rival is still the fastest driver in this race.
Drivers going off the track left and right, but IIL able to retain the lead so far in front of Lev. And then, man, yeah, this battle between Alex Kozacek, like you said, Ofer right there in this blanket of cars for 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. So we are almost halfway to go with this next mini races. Oh, we're going to look 2 by 2, even 3 wide into the corkscrew. A little risky maneuvers here, boys.
Oh, they're still going to go for it. They're racing drivers. If there's a gap, they're going to go for it here. Kozacek kind of trying to go send down the inside over at Mazus, but Mazus going to shove him off. And now the 2 championship rivals are head-to-head right on each other's bumper. Alex Kozacek is going to chase down Tom Rappaport here, who is going to be looking to cement his championship lead, already kind of leading a lot from the first race, but oh my God, the pace from the first race is still being maintained here. Alex Kozacek, we can see Tom Rappaport just weaving and weaving, trying to stave off Alex Kozacek, stave off the
a bumper.
Oh my God, Kozacek running into the back of Ezra Rafael there for a moment. Actually, gonna take off the back bumper of that poor guy, and now with that, it's gonna actually hinder his own race. Alex Kozacek is now gonna overtake Tom Rappaport. Now Alex Kozacek gonna be looking to send another move down the outside, but gonna stay out of that one for now. But oh my God, this pace is insane. Do not count out Kozacek, who's still only 8 minutes into this race, has gone from 10th up to 6th, and now is looking to potentially even go for the race victory here.
That move will be talked about for quite a few weeks' time, and let's take. Oh, we'll wait until even more contact.
No. Oh my God, the poor rear bumper of Rafael.
Okay, when we get a second, we will take another look at, again, that incident that will be talked about for quite a few weeks' time here between these drivers. Okay, we'll do it real quick. Believe this is when that first incident happened, the last turn of the track. Here's Kozacek into the back bumper. Ooh, kind of just launched him into was it Tom Rappaport's back bumper? It looked a little weird.
No, it was Rafael. It was Ezra Rafael's.
There you go, okay.
Rear bumper, yeah. Coach actually really good. We got distracted there by the absolutely insane contact that happened, right? The bodywork removing contact. But I want to bring up the fact that Coach actually did an insane overtake. Even without that bumper, he still would have made that overtake stuck. He sold the dummy on the outside, went back on the inside, and as soon as he saw the rear of Tom Rappaport give out, he went back on the outside and then overtook him. I mean, that move was absolutely insane by Alex Kochuk. We didn't see it too clearly because of the fact that Tom Rappaport ran into the back of Puerto Rafael, who's now dropping all the way back. The poor guy, I mean, the rear of his car has been taking a lot of abuse here.
You know what? Because that was such just a big moment in the race, let's look at it one more time. And here, I'll slow it down here so, Toka, you can, again, break it down. And, okay, here's Alex Kochuk here.
Yep, Alex Kochuk going on the outside, right? Kind of putting himself in the rear mirror of Tom Rappaport and then going right behind him and then goes onto the inside. And look at that, Tom Rappaport did not react in time, right? Because one moment you see him on your right rear view mirror, and then another moment he's disappeared, but right behind you, and then goes onto the inside. He has no time to adjust, right? Because one moment he's on your right, he's down onto your left, and you do not want to make contact with him. So you kind of over-adjust, and then that's when the understeer moment came in, and then he ran to back at Rafael. So absolutely kind of not a mistake, not an unforced error of Tom Rappaport, but rather brilliant racing from Alex Kochuk. What a racecraft moment that was.
Now, these are only the Silver Series drivers, and hey, if you're in the Gold Series, I hope that you have your eyes on this race, how things are playing out from turn 1, lap 1, all the way to the finish of the second mini race. And hey, man, look at the student driver, the 422, getting right on the points leader's back bumper, going to look down the inside there into turn 2, going to be side by side there into 3. Oh, gonna think better of it, though. I think that's a smart move there out of the bright yellow 422 of Ofer there.
Yeah, Ofer now still sticking really tight here. It's gonna actually try to look for a move on to the championship leader here, who's still currently, I mean, Ronnie Kochuk starting in 10th position, but halfway through this race already up into the podium positions, 8 seconds behind the two leading drivers, but don't count him out just yet. I mean, the pace that this guy has is just absolutely insane on this track. Now, Tom Rappaport was 4th for a moment, now has dropped back onto 5th after being overtaken by Alex Kochuk. Now under pressure from Aaron Asa, one of the three bright yellow racing cars in this race, but not gonna be a little bit too far ahead. So Tom Rappaport now still gonna try and chase down. I mean, Tom Rappaport actually suffered quite on this race. I was actually in pretty good positions throughout the entire race, but in one moment, man, one overtake being sent down on him kind of just ruins his entire race.
That's something that I've really, I mean, sure, obviously happens within road course racing, but I think within especially IIL, this ILAKA Esports and karting league that Tal's put on here, I mean, yeah, it really kind of represents itself, especially within the mini race series, but it's not the end of the race either, because, hey, if you can get back up to P10 and higher, you have a really good shot in that second series. And, hey, these gold drivers that will be racing right after this race, again, I hope that you're watching because it's still anybody's race. Long, yeah, I know I say long 20 minutes, you think short, but with as many moves that are able to be put on one another in quite frankly a really short amount of time, Toka, it's been great fun to watch. And I know we have Ido leading Rodham here by 2.5 seconds. That gap is familiar. But Rodham Lev, hey, lots of pace here today, California, keeping right on our leader's back bumper.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. This is why this track is just so famous, right? in the world of sports car racing. I mean, it just lends itself to just brilliant, super tight and competitive racing. I mean, across all classes, all kind of skill levels of all drivers, right? Even silver, gold, to even higher level. Roman Katzer, oh my God, carries just so much speed. Basically, just sends Taos Turner into the shadow realm with the amount of speed he sent through there. Let's look at that. Want to get it, Roman Katzer now going down the inside. Look at that, carries so much speed in. Oh my God, the driver behind him basically just was scared out at one there. Tao Stern just kind of scared, had to back off that one, kind of to see this almost. Oh, this is a dive bomb. Don't think twice about it. It is very much a dive bomb. Actually, Secret Grab was drifting here, Formula Drift, and you see Tao Stern terrified. Oh my god, I do not want him to crash into me, so it just runs out wide, and that actually works out. So that's what we call an all or nothing move here in racing, just risking it all for the position.
Man, Rotom Cats did, and I would love to have seen that part 2 of the Rotom v Rotom show, but Cats here running at P7, up a spot since the start of the race. Our biggest mover, Adrian Asa, in the number 10, up 10 spots. But hey, how about our leader, though, Ido Tal? He's gained 8 spots since the start. And if we have a moment, Toka, I would like to take a look at the green flag. This should be for race number 2 if it's not. Oh, well. Okay, we will come back to that, but yeah, that was just so cool to see Ido gain 8 spots just like that in the basically snap of fingers as the green flag dropped, and you see a little bit of blinking going on. Ido Tal maybe listening to the broadcast live, knowing we're talking about him. Great run so far there. The number 11.
The thing of this second race here is there's just so much that has happened within the first few laps, that basically all drivers have either gained a massive amount of places or have lost a massive amount of places, right? I mean, drivers like Ido Tal, Rotom Left, Alex Kochuk, who ran really well in the first race, started at the back of the 10th place. Oh, okay, Tom Rapport, they're going to send Elrine Asa to the Shadow Elrine Asa, spun out, now onto the gravel, going to reverse, oh my god, reverse gear all the way back onto the track, and you're going to have to try and rejoin safely here. So basically, poor Asa there lost that fight from Rapport, was in 6th place, and going to drop all the way back into 9th. But yeah, I mean, it's just been so much carnage happening throughout the entire race that this race is up for grabs for any driver.
Here it is, and I don't know if it's gravel or maybe just tensions running a little bit tight, but yeah, Ariane getting sent into the pit exit there.
It's a little bit of oversteer. It looks like over input there for a moment. Kind of just, I think they thought there wasn't enough space, and you kind of actually see them oversteer themselves onto the left hand side of the racetrack. Was it actually a miss input of the power pedal?
Power pedal, I love it. See so many bananas from Mario Kart all over the track. Man, gonna need to sweep this thing, get it ready for our Gold Series. How about number 8 car trying to work on Gabriel here in front of him, get some more points, but Gabriel just like that.
As we just talking about how dirty this track can get, I mean, this is one of the benefits of sim racing, right? You don't actually have to sweep the track that the driver's racing after you. They actually don't have to care about it. But let's look at this. Oh, into the corkscrew. I mean, completely misses the turning point, goes onto the curb, and I mean, you can see how brutal this section of 3 corners, the infamous corkscrew, can be, right? 150 feet of elevation change. You make one mistake, your car might as well just flip on its head.
It sucks because he was right on the back bumper there. There was some good battling going on, and hey, just one mistake is all it takes, especially here at Laguna. Oh, it'll bite you in the butt for sure. Ido Tal, though, as we see him just now making his way through the corkscrew, and you mentioned it even in the first mini race. Here, look, if you just run offline the slightest little bit, as we're on board with our leader Ido here, I mean, there's so much gravel all over the track.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, because these drivers want to use all of the track, right? You're always taught as a racing driver, you gotta use all of the track. But the issue comes when the white line beyond it is immediately gravel. There's not much, but there's so much track to use. The track is super wide, but there's actually not that much outside of the track to extend your car, to extend your lines to try and gain the extra speed. As we see there, Barry gonna wave the white flag, and that's gonna be the last lap of this race.
Ooh. Thought the number 17 was the number 96 Shlami there was gonna have a run on Ariane here coming up the last corner, but yes, white flag is out. These races go by so fast. I'm not sure if it's more fun to be up here in the booth or driving one of these BMW M2s. This is our closest battle on track at the moment. Our leader with a 5-second gap over Rodemlev P2.
I can answer that question for you. It's a much more fun here being in the booth scene. There's always action. I would not envy these drivers. I mean, one hit and your car is going spinning in the gravel, man. This race so far has been absolute carnage. These drivers have suffered no matter which position you are. But this driver right here, Idle Tao, is not going to come home as we hit that 20-minute mark. The checker flag's going to be waved very soon. Has enjoyed this race, has not suffered at all, inherited so many positions, but most importantly, this victory has come of way of driving cleanly, staying out of trouble, maintaining the pace, not running wide, not getting into collisions, and it's gonna earn himself this win here. Idle Tao gonna come home, take the checkered flag, and win this second race here in the silver class at Laguna Seca. Rodemlev, a great race for this driver as well, just as he did in the first race. Gonna come home in second place, and Alex Kozachuk started 10th in the second race, but showing why he is the championship leader, showing the pace that he can get, and now is gonna round out, come home in third place, round out the podium paying positions over Mazuth, who also had a great race, coming home in fifth. Tom Rapport started in third, gonna drop all the way back down to fifth. What a race for him. It has been absolute carnage. He's endured. Rodem Katzer, another Rodem, gonna come home in sixth. Behind him, Tal Stern. Behind that, Arian Asso spun now from sixth, going back down to eighth. Shlomi Bakic had a very quiet race so far, but it's gonna come home in ninth regardless. And now these two drivers gonna chase each other down all the way to the checkered flag, but ultimately it's gonna be Elior Cohen to come home in 10th, and Abazith, who actually crashed and went back all the way to the last place position, has come back up to 11th.
What a race here today, as we're going to have, looks like Gabriel Fuchs there, coming home P12. P13 looks like Matan Schuster. Tomir
And then, yeah, our pole sitter there for the second race, Orozowski, actually coming in 14th. And actually, see the carnage of that second race, by the fact we had 4 DNFs.
That's, again, why I love that Tal has kind of this format that he puts on. We saw fastest lap of the race put down by Ido there last lap. I'm going to see if we can get some driver interviews in here before I need to head off, or before we head off to Gold Series Racing. Stick with us here, Stam Studio Network, as well as the IIL YouTube channel. We will be right back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Same live stream action here. We got Gold Series action coming at you live from Laguna Seca, California. Oh boy. Grab your drinks, grab your snacks. Good afternoon, good after evening, whatever it may be for you. Coming at you live from the IIL YouTube channel as well as Stam Studio Network. Gold Series, you got Yuval so far leading the pace as we bring up our live timing, scoring, and graphics. Matter of fact, looks like qualifying just opened, so Dima here looks like on track already. Yes, matter of fact, Dima is. At number 7, very bright, pink, vibrant IIL, ILAKA Esports, and I know we're just now opening the show, but would love to shout out what makes this thing possible. Gonna show a quick little shot from the IIL Instagram. Check this out on the right side of your screen. Matter of fact, you could see Rand there putting down some lap times there in the local sim, and it looks like Rand so far putting down a 132.6. A little slow as the track continues to build grip and build temperature, but Yuval Merrick, and that's my buddy right there, the 25 BMW MF Racing on that back bumper. Be sure you subscribe to them. Already showing a 131.88, super fast lap times here for the Gold Series race. Shalom, everybody. Grab a snack, stick in. This is going to be a great 2 20-minute races. Top 10 will be inverted. And hey, while we have a moment, I know we're seeing you've all put down very, very fast lap time here. Take a look at the track temp here today. Only, is that like 19 degrees Celsius, 95% humidity point. Holy, 23 kilometers an hour on that wind. Going to really test the drivers here today. And man, you see Laguna Seca, it's got some tight turns, got some corkscrews. Going to be very tough for our drivers here today. Sean Stam up in the booth. Got Toka joining me as well. I think I wouldn't blame him if he's still on his break from that Silver Series. That was a lot to take in. But we are now 5 minutes out of qualifying, out of 8 to go. So just 3 minutes left. Yuval Merrick keeping
Sean.
His spot. What's going on, Toka? You're clear from broadcast if you need to say anything. Alrighty, that's sorted. Let's see, Toka's. I can't hear you. Oh boy, we got some technical issues up in the booth. Toka, I got you. Just 1 second. Matter of fact, I will respond to you here. Okay, everybody, everybody joining in here, stick on board with Reuven as he shows you the way around Laguna. I'm going to get our co-commentator some audio here, so just give me 1 second.
All right, good, good, good. All right, I can hear.
Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. Man, we are back live. A little bit of technical difficulties up in the booth, but hey, Toka, sorry about that, especially to you. But hey, Reuven took the pole last second. Got that 1:31.54. What a lap time.
Yeah, they're pretty nicely done. Reuven actually currently in second place in the championship, right, in the Gold Series, and I mean this is about as close as he can, right, going into the penultimate two races here in this Laguna at Laguna Seca. I mean, Reuven only behind the championship leader Alan Day by 4 points.
Oh, so tight championship battle
yeah.
out there.
It's going to come down to basically the last race here to decide the Gold Series.
That it will. I mean, hey, you got Yuval America, Yili, even Rand Sony. I know he hasn't shown as much pace as he did within the Super Formula Lights here, the BMWs, but right there in P5 as we are just now second to last race on the season. Going to be a great one as we are just now gritting up, getting ready to kick this thing off. Looks like Reuven did solidify that pole. Yuval Merrick P2, Alan Day, Yeli, their P4, Loden P5, Rand Sony, it looks like going to qualify P6, Tyson Baba P7, Yossi Gabe P8, Iran P9, and then Dima their P10.
Also, just a little bit technical issue. I can't actually see the thing.
Oh, even better. I'll get that sorted, of course, before our green flag drops here. It's yes, Reuven. Looks like these guys getting ready to go as I get Toka's stream ready to go here. There you go, Toka. Sorry about that. Not sure what happened there. And yes, we do have confirmation. Second to last race of the season. Reuven slapping it on the pin there with that very, very low 30 lap time. What will we see? Will we see a little bit of similarities that we saw with our silver race, or will things be just a bit more calm as now lights on, out, and away these drivers head up into turns 1, 2, 3, the triple left apex.
All right, Reuven gonna head off into this first place, but second and third place, they're gonna fight each other side by side. Already too wide here. Alan Day, Yuval Merrick gonna fight each other here. Knock away what Alan Day is gonna want, who's chasing down his championship rival. We're gonna see basically every single position gonna go too wide when they can. I mean, this track is just so wide. There's just so much space for you to race. Already. A crash immediately happening here. Mark Zubarev onto Azerbaijan, going for a little bit of a ballet between the two of them there. So two cars go round and round, and they're gonna suffer all the way through. But Reuven still leading here. Alan Day behind him, and Yuval Merrick in third place position. So we maintain the position, at least for these top drivers. It's the same we started. But look at this gap; it's just so tight. I mean, any single point these drivers can send and move down the inside if they want to. Let's see if they do here, heading into the corner number 5 here, heading almost just about heading into the corkscrew here. And let's see what these drivers do here. Very dangerous plays if any driver is trying to go for a move, but I mean, it's available for them when they go for it. Yuval Merrick. Oh my God, look at the speed that Alan Day tried to carry through there. And his car was lifted through there for a moment. I just see the complete danger of this track, right? If this was real life racing, you would absolutely not do that. But this is sim racing, and they're gonna go pedal to the metal, just take all the risks they can to try and win this race. See Baba here trying to send a move down onto that onto the driver ahead of it in Rancioni. Obviously Baba, of course, running the fan favorite, I think, Peppa the Pig car.
Love to see it there at Ababa and the van. He's going to look down the outside here to turn 1. Think better of it there. Oh, crossover action.
Oh my God, what a switchback there. Again, we kind of see a lot of moves being made similarly as well, like switchbacks in that in the first race, right? In the silver class, a lot of drivers actually did the same thing. So kind of see the instincts of these drivers come through, recognizing it's this corner is one where you can actually sell the dummy pretty dang well, and that's exactly what Young Baba did. Kind of takes position there. We see the reaction of the drivers while they're just absolutely pure concentration on their face.
riding on board with Ran. He's up at the top left side of your screen. Got the gyro cam going on that right side. Believe that's Yuval in the bottom left here as we're going to head back up the hill and then back down the hill into that corkscrew. And oh man, Toke, we mentioned it so many times within that Silver Series race. Even within the gold here, take a look as we're still going to ride on board. Look at the elevation change. You go so fast downhill. And then, but Ran able to keep right on that back bumper of Sison Baba.
Yeah, it's absolutely not about downforce at all, right? Aero does not matter when you're in a 1.6 ton metal box being thrown down 180 feet hill, right? It doesn't matter how much air you have, you're gonna suffer, and it's all about just how much force you can put behind the steering to not be thrown off the track. It's just so violent. I mean, this track is absolutely an assault on the senses. And Royven, they're kind of going wide a little bit, but still is leading the rest of the pack here. 1 second gap to Alan Day. That Yuval Merrick right behind him. So the top 3 drivers in the championship, the top 3 drivers in this race in the exact order. It's actually Alan Day as second, despite being ahead in the championship. But I mean, this is tight. I mean, if these positions end up to what we finish with, it's gonna actually put Royven and Alan Day within 1 point in the championship.
Oh,
I mean, can you imagine that?
Coming to the last race of the season, as well as you mentioned it, so we're gonna flash the points up on the screen just one more time real quick. Look at how close that gap is between 1 and 2 on the points. And you mentioned it, if Reuven is able to finish this thing out here in front, could you imagine what that does going into the championship race of the season?
Yeah, even in third place as well. Don't count out Yuval Merrick. Yuval Merrick is only behind by 6 points in the championship, right? Only 1 point behind Royven. So absolutely do not count on Yuval Merrick here. So these top 3 drivers, your top 3 championship contenders, I mean, you can see why. I mean, they're so close to each other, putting on great racing, just squeezing each other, putting on the pressure to the very end, kind of already pulling a gap to the drivers behind. Kind of see just the pace difference between the leaders, right? Ayali, they're kind of Vishki already kind of pulling a lead in 4th place to the drivers behind in 5th, but compared to the drivers ahead, absolutely no comparison.
No, and we can already see a difference within kind of the racing lines. Ooh, looks like Arnon Levi back here. A little bit of contact. That's that Peppa Pig machine. Let's try and take another look what happened. This might be maybe a little too late, but as I was mentioning, you can already see the difference within racing lines. Oh yeah, Peppa Pig machine going to go a little bit wide there in turn 1.
Yeah.
But
hand with that position to Levi.
Yeah, he had the pace here today early on, and it happens that quickly. A little bit of gravel on the tires, even on the track. Look at how dirty the track is. Is Yuval going to look maybe on the outside of the corkscrew, going to tuck back in? Here's we head back down the hill. This is about, what, 130, 150 feet elevation change. In the dirty air, able to make his BMW stick.
I mean, can you imagine if you're the driver ahead, seeing the driver behind you, seeing Merrick in your mirrors, not even your side mirrors, right? You're seeing it in a central mirror, and going 180 feet down right onto you. As one misstep is gonna just crash into the back of you. You're Merrick gonna send a move here, tries to go on the outside, now gonna go down to inside. Actually has to lead, going to turn number 1 down the back. They're gonna finish straight, but on the inside now, gonna make a move, gonna try to cement the position, but still too wide here. Still, the gap is very close. I mean, don't count out Alan Day. Alan Day is gonna go for the switchback here as the inside line turns to the outside line, turns back into the inside line. Yuval Merrick giving the squeeze, elbows out, completely competitive racing here. Yuval Merrick trying to defend the position, is gonna defend it successfully, but I mean, this pressure is just gonna keep on going, and they're struggling with the car a little bit. I mean, this track is just so dirty. As soon as you get out of the slipstream, it's suffer time.
Suffer time, big time. As Alan Day really pushing it through the corner, gets a little bit of tight on to these 3D modeled Apex rumble strips, and it takes a little bit wider that time. But man, we have such battles all throughout the track. I know we've been focusing kind of up here on the front of the pack, but Lodem ran still nose to tail as well. Don't take a look, or don't look now, but Sison Baba, Arnaud Levi here, even after that spin. Baba there in the number 5 machine, right on the back bumpers. Oh, commentator curse, gonna strike again here in the IIL series.
I mean, you just see how hard it is to go through that corkscrew section. Even these drivers in the goal can suffer like that. Let's look at this again. Look, this goes a little wide on the entry. Sorry, this is not it, but like when Sion Baba went through the corkscrew, just a little bit wide on the entry, takes a little bit too much curb. And yep, you see that on the first corner, turn number 7 there, and it just carries way too much speed through and basically lifts. Your car is going to be mid-air, basically halfway through the corner. I mean, that point, you're giving your control to God.
That you are. There's just nothing that the car will do at that point. You're turning the wheel, trying to get that thing to rotate. You said, what, 1,200 pounds of steel, carbon fiber, and everything else, you name it. And hey, getting that to turn when you don't have grip can sometimes be the hardest thing to ask out of one of these BMW M2s. How about Rand making a look down the inside here, maybe catching Lodum a little bit off guard. Nice move, Rand.
Yeah.
Gonna solidify that spot.
Gonna make the mistake. Really nicely done there. Yeah, I mean, this track, the punishment aspect of this track is just so bad considering these cars, right? These BMW M2s are very heavy. I mean, 3,300 pounds of steel and iron.
Oh.
Yeah, you were half off at 1.6 tons for these M2 CS class. I mean, they are very heavy. It just makes the punishment of the mistakes you can make, especially when it comes to the elevation change aspect of the track, just so much more worse.
Oh, speaking of elevation change, I think Alon Day's using it to his advantage. He's going to get right to the back bumper of our P2 running car out of MF Racing YouTube. Alon Day right to the back bumper of Marek. Here's we enter turns 1, 2, 3 again. The triple left-hander. Looks like Day's going to look down that outside, or is he sizing up once again that crossover?
Oh, definitely tried to stick in there, but just given the squeeze. And look at that, the complete difference. Defense. We actually saw the same move happen before, but this time you were Marek, much wiser to the tricks of the old fox Alon Day. And Marek, actually the young kid, just gonna stick onto the apex, not opening up a gap for Alon Day. And Alon Day this time round does not have the opportunity to sell the fake and then go back for the switchback. So you can see real-time adaptation of these drivers. Is the instant and racecraft of these drivers on displays. And I mean, what brilliant racing. No moves were made, but man, these drivers are just pushing it to the limit here.
Not sure that we can see the hands of these drivers, but willing to bet that they have some GRIIP grip gloves, as well as maybe even some shoes or some wear going on here, because I mean, man, to get this much pace out of one of these BMW GT4s, my gosh, Alon, especially even Reuven here with a damn near 6-second gap on P2. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's the fact that Marek Alon Day is just fighting so hard that's allowed Reuven to just pull the lead. I mean, when you're the driver ahead and the drivers behind you are fighting so hard, I mean, you're comfortable, right? You can just keep focusing on your pace, not make any mistakes. When the drivers behind you are fighting and constantly making these mistakes, it's going to put them into jeopardy. And Reuven is going to be happy, going to cut down the lead in that championship compared to Alon Day, who's now in 3rd place position, started 2nd, but now dropped back to 3rd after the fight with Marek. And actually, don't count out Kanovitsky, Ayali Kalovitsky, in 4th place, but I mean, these drivers had a fighting tooth and nail, and as soon as one of them lift off a little bit, I mean, Kanovitsky is right there to take the position.
It's been that way even throughout the Silver Series. Now as we enter the Gold Series race, even some of these names that we haven't talked about a lot today, we still have battles all throughout the track. Take a look at this. We got Dima Medvednik leading Iran here, as well as Mark Zubarev. Throw a blanket over P12, 13, 14 running BMWs. So, man, we've seen Mark Zubarev have the pace, especially this season in these BMW cars, but a little bit of contacts there early. Off the paces, now they're going to look almost too wide. They're up into turn 4 or 5, believe that is. But, man, Toka, again, I appreciate you and everybody joining here at home on the live stream that we have. Oh, he ran running big wide there on Mark Zubarev going to get the spot. As man, this has been a great
Yeah.
race here at Laguna.
I completely unforced error. My Aaron kind of think it was just under so much pressure from Mark Zuberev and just completely lost his focus and just punished so badly. I mean, just exactly what happened to you at this track. One moment you go wide, you try to put the power down, try and keep going, try to keep up the pace, but it's just not gonna pay out. You just have to kind of bite the bullet sometimes and just take the lost spot, right, and then just keep going back at it. But I mean, these four cars, right, 12th place all the way down to 15th place. I mean, the last few positions of the race so tight. I mean, there's racing all across the entire race. All these drivers here. I mean, Matt Vetnick here currently leading this pack, but I mean, Matt Vetnick is not in a suitable position either, considering the entire front of his car is missing. So definitely going to affect the aero performance, especially when you don't have the driver ahead, right? We kind of saw so many drivers in the silver category, a silver class, half damage, not half that front aero part, but they were fine because they had drivers ahead of them to block the air, and then the block the dirty air for them. And actually, you have the slipstream, so that part doesn't matter too much. But this time, it's Matt Vetnick who actually leads the pack, so it's going to impact him big time. Just puts him in jeopardy into every single corner, and gives the opportunity to these drivers behind to catch back up.
I am actually so glad that you just brought that up because we have seen one too many times that one of these BMWs can lose their front bumper, even that rear bumper more acceptable, but somehow able to keep the pace. And I know iRacing Simulator, they're modeling just every tiny little thing they can. I wonder if this is just this new car model maybe kind of showing itself, or if, hey, maybe iRacing knows a little bit more than I do aero wise, and that front bumper just not too important here. But yeah, again, that's something that we've seen quite a few times this season with the BMW M2 is these drivers can lose that front bumper and somehow manage to keep pace, or at least a little bit of it, a little bit of downforce running around these shorter tracks. And how about Yuval Mirek? He's gained the gap to our leader just a little bit, but Alan Day unfortunately losing just a little bit of time to our P2 running BMW M2.
Yeah, I mean, this fight between second and third place is still ongoing for the remaining two positions on the podium. I mean, kind of Vizcay basically was able to stick to them for a little bit, but has dropped back down behind. So again, we kind of see the difference between the championship leaders and the rest of the pack, right? I mean, these guys just so good. They're just putting on the pace here. Yumer actually kind of cutting down to Royven a little bit. Kind of just left in the dust. I mean, what can you do? These guys are just so good. And when they're fighting each other, they're still able to pull a gap onto you. And actually, kind of Vizcay is going to be under pressure a little bit from Rancioni. But, I mean, for now, they're going to be fine. We halfway already, almost towards the end of this race, only 5 minutes left. Very soon, we're going to see the last lap. We're going to see the lap comparison here. See only a lot faster compared to kind of Vizcay across 5 laps to actually gain about almost a second there, 9/10 overall. So watch out for that fight because Sione's catching back up to Kanavishki.
That he is. We'll take a look at Alan Day compared to Kanavishki here. And a little bit of forward, a little bit of backward for that number 12 running driver in third place. And as we take a look at the lap comparison between Yuval and Alan there behind him, same thing. A little bit of give, little bit of take. These drivers putting it all out on the asphalt, giving it everything that they got here today in Long Beach, California. And then, man, oh boy, Reuven continuing to pull that gap on Merrick there. Lots of practice time spent within the 42 camp this week. And see him coming toward the last turn here. I know we're only minute 17, but I believe next lap should be white flag lap. So keep that in mind. 7.5 second gap. Holy smokes.
Wait, okay. If these positions remain and we finish like this for the top 3, this means that Alan Day and Royven Chanasleevy is going to be tied on points heading into the next mini race here at Laguna Seca.
Oh my. This is what you come join us for here at Tal's IIL, ILAKA Esports and Karting. I mean, tied on points going into the last race. What more could you ask for? Toka, that's insane.
I mean, this GOAT series has produced amazing racing throughout the entire season. And as we come to the end of the season, it's definitely not disappointing. We see Rancioni kind of putting the squeeze a little bit on Kanevishki here. Right on a rear bumper. Oh, kind of looked down the inside a little bit, but kind of realized, okay, the gap's not really there. I'm just going to stick behind him, the back of him here as we ride on board again with Andy. And, actually get the camera, the reaction of Andy Uwamaric. I mean, okay, this fight, wow, look at this. Okay, into these, look, you just kind of see the elevation changes, right? This is not the corkscrew section, but just throughout the entire race, there's so many downhill sections where you can just carry so much speed, but also just makes you a lot more prone to these errors. And Rancioni understands that, okay, I'm in a comfortable position here. There's no driver behind me. I just keep chasing Kanevishki ahead. Kanevishki is just going to have to constantly check his mirrors. Running wide like that, picking up gravel is not going to help you, especially when you're giving the slipstream to the driver running down on you onto the back and start-finish straight here. As the white flag is flowing, this is the last lap as we go racing the first race of this mini race here. To the triple left hand, there's still this gap is decreasing, just tiny little bit, just by a tiny little bit. But Rancioni just seemingly a little bit slower in the corners would seem on the exit. Just Kanevishki a little bit faster on the exit, just able to stave off the pressure on Sione just enough to keep the position and not put himself into a position where Sione can actually send a move.
Yeah, we actually talked to Ran after our last race, and I asked him straight up. I said, you know, what gives between the Super Formula lights and these BMW M2s? And he said, hey, they drive completely different. The downforce level is completely different. Even the dirty air. Look at the dirty air being packed on the front nose, off of Rand's nose there, from a Yaley there in front, as these drivers continue to battle for P4. Down on this last lap, going to be hard for Rand to take that spot. Close battles all throughout the track, but going to continue with this one just in case we see a Yaley. Hey, all it takes is the slightest bit mistake into the last corner, and Rand will be right there to take that P5 spot, or P4 spot, excuse me.
All right, check flag is out. Royven's going to come home to take it. Royven Chasaslivi is going to take this race win here at the first mini race of the Laguna Seca. Uwamaric going to come home and take second place. Alan, they're going to round out the podium. So our three championship leaders, all three going to end up on the podium. Alec Kanevishki not going to be able to exploit it, but come home in fifth to take a huge chunk of point. Rancioni comes home after a brilliant fight, trying to pressure the driver ahead of him, but ultimately is fifth. Lodem Shafir now in sixth. Yosef Gabay had a very quiet race in seventh. Sion Baba, who has gained 4 positions from the start, now in eighth. Omri Farek in ninth. Aaron Levy 10th. Ido Baltsan in 11th here. Mark Subarev suffered really bad. Like you remember at the race start, they had a huge crash with Ben Yosef, who actually put them out of the race. Subarev coming home in 12th. Jor Lass in 13th. And Aaron Dalitsky, who also came out badly in that first lap incident, in 14th. And Matt Vanek and Ben Yosef, unfortunately, 2 DNFs in this race.
Great call there, Toka. Man, I hate that for our fans. I was going to get a quick look at the replay of that green flag start, but SDK Gaming, our graphics software, love them, decided to cut to the next start of this race. And yes, inverted top 10, excuse me. Here you're going to see it on your screen. Going to have Arnaud Levi, Omri Farag, Sasian Baba, Yossi Kabe, Lodem Shafir, Rancesoni, Ayeli, Alan Yuval, and then the one, the only Reuven start there. P10 is, man, the lights are already out. Oh, we are away, and here we go in the triple apex turn 1, 2, and 3.
Absolutely no waiting needed here. No lights, no nothing. We're just going racing here. Aaron 11 going to lead as we go 2 wide here. Already firing. See you.
Oh, no, already goes around.
We have a four wide at turn number 2. It's not going to work out.
That's
here.
a Yaley that goes around.
Yeah, Kanavisky fourth in the last race, but it's going to come out badly out of that one. It's squeezed by 3 cars, meet in the sandwich, completely crushed in the mortar and pestle. Going to come out being spat out into last place, but don't count this out. I just see Mark Guberev onto now Sion Baba. Now 2 wide in that turn number 7 as we head into this this chicane section. Look at this elevation change here.
Out of Alon Day. Did you see him down the inside? Not even a dive bomb. Just made it stick, but Alon making it stick again and gonna send Ran around.
That one was a little bit too aggressive there by Alon Day. Gonna spin his contemporary around there, and it's gonna come out really badly from that. You Merrick now immediately on the back bumper of Alon Day. I mean, these drivers started at the back of that from that grid inversion, but already back up. I mean, okay, Ben Joseph already out there. Unfortunately, got into another incident.
No,
very unfortunate. Similar in the first race, got squeezed big time and just spun out. And now it's DNF once again, but look at this, just so tight racing. I mean, these drivers are not afraid of taking risks, and on a track like this, where the aggression level sometimes is turned up to 100, so many incidents can occur. Exactly what we just saw. Arnon Levy, I think, luckily, leading the race to not find himself in a rough position, but Sion Baba still maintaining second place. Omri Farag still maintaining third place, but Alon Day and Ewan Merrick, I mean, they started 8th and 9th respectively, but already they are back up to 5th and 4th.
Back to load him. Looks like a little bit of contacts, but able to keep his car running. Just loses a spot since the start of the race. But look at this battle, Omri Alon Day. Alon's gonna look down the inside and get the same corner met this time, going to make it work. Up to P3 goes that matter of fact, that was who was the... Okay, that was right. Alon Day, the driver, the number 12, up 5 spots since the start of the race. And look at the gravel, Toka, being thrown up on the windscreens of all of these cars. This is only lap 2 or 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Omri Farah kind of sending a move down onto his teammate here at MF Racing. But, oh my God, I mean, you cannot be sending those kind of moves through the corkscrew.
Not a teammate, oh no!
We see Case and Point, right, kind of just... suffering so much running into the back bumper, and now kind of compromising your line. They exit out of corkscrew. So important. You got to try and carry as much speed as you can, and when you're so close to the driver, you're not going to be able to do so. As we see contact once again there on the board of the camera inside the car, we actually get to see the rear suspension there. So the mechanic's going to be happy about that one, being able to inspect the rival's car setup potentially there. Joseph Simon 2 wide against down to the straight into the triple right-hander. In the hairpin section, very wide. I mean, against too wide here. Omri Farag losing place now to Mark Zuberev. Just hanging on to a little bit now. Edo Balsan right ahead of them. I mean, just from that single move, right, you can see just how punishing this track can be. The amount of concentration you need as a driver here is just absolutely insane. You make one mistake at a corkscrew, and now you lose 4 positions. 3 wide now. Yuval Marek.
That's not gonna work, boys.
You see Baba and Alon Day going super wide now. You see Baba drove into the barrier, thrown out to complete track, and his car is toasted. Alon Day somehow managed to just stick his elbow out and stay safe in that position. And he's such an aggressive driver. This time around, it pays out for him.
Oh boy, I believe this is the replay. Let's take a look here, maybe slow it down. Oh, what did you see there? Does the 5 come wide? I mean, you got to know he's on your quarter panel.
Okay, let's watch it back here. I think, okay, let's watch it. Sion Baba. Oh my God, I can't believe that. Alon Day actually taps the brake, slows down, and let the oversteer of Sion Baba take care of himself. So Alon Day, really smart driving, kind of see here. If he sticks, if Alon Day just keeps the power on, it just end up running into Sion Baba, and both cars would be totaled. But you see Alon Day just tap the brake. You see the brake light, just taps it, slows down a little bit, and lets the car ahead lose complete control. And Alon Day just drives safely through that one. So really smart driving. I mean, kind of see the experience from Alon Day shine through here.
Yeah, I know a lot of these drivers are buddies with each other in real life, and hey, maybe you start picking up on kind of the driving styles of one another. Unfortunately, a little bit of damage to that bright blue BMW M2 bumper. But hey, Allende, he's got the pace, and what we've seen out of these BMWs so far, that damage, it might just not matter too terribly much. Arnaud Levi, Yuval Merrick, Allende, P123 here at Laguna Seca.
And Levy, I mean, Levi's definitely still under pressure. I mean, Yuval Merrick has changed now. Oh my God, the kid is absolutely on fire here. Started 9th, doesn't matter. I mean, look at this, just already bringing the gap down to 1/10. I mean, looking for a move already. Andy's basically been left in the dust. Yuval Merrick chasing the win of his own. I mean, he's third in the championship right now, but after this, he might be the championship leader. So don't count out just yet. Yuval Merrick now kind of gonna be looking down for the move from the start finish straight. Now we go as we head into triple left-hander, kind of just a little bit too far away. Right now into the start finish straight now. At a lot of time, a lot of space for the slipstream to take into effect, but actually kind of stay on 11, actually pulling a little bit ahead. But I mean, there's plenty of moves to be made. I mean, definitely you can go for a dive here down the inside.
Yes.
Go down into turn 1 here. I'm not gonna make the move stick, but I mean, okay, this time around, look at this, just slightly, just too far away. I mean, the triple left-hander can kind of let itself into these insider moves, but it's unfortunately gonna stick onto the rear bumper. But I mean, just so many opportunities here. He might actually pull alongside down this straight.
Toko, one of your favorite calls, man. If you get battling too much within these top 2 drivers, hey, don't look now, but Allende could be right back up in this battle. He's only 1.3 seconds back, but we've seen Yuval. I think Yuval has the fastest car today. If he starts battling maybe just a little bit too hard, that's just going to present that number 12 of Allende. Don't count out Lodem Chauffeur in that number 4 spot as well. So the driver's going to head down the corkscrew. What happens this time?
Oh my God. Okay, let's see if Yuval Merrick really wants to risk it like his teammate did. No, smartly back off. See, this is what we're talking about. These top drivers, they don't go for these crazy moves. They understand if you mess up at the corkscrew like Omri Farrak did, you're gonna lose 4 positions. So Yuval Merrick does not want to let up, especially when you have one of your championship rivals right behind you. Always going to send a move down this hairpin section. They're going to make the move stick here. Comes out of it ahead, leading this race. Allende now within only under the second to Arnaud Levi. So Levi going to be looking to send another move down the outside. Have to look on the outside, but not going to have to gap for it here. Yuval Merrick's sticking to the racing line, understands that there's no gap for the driver behind, so does not need to risk his line and go into the defensive position. But look at this, 3 cars battling for the 1 position for the race win. All these 3 cars are within only 7/10 of each other. I mean, this is spectacular racing at its finest.
That it is. We have Merrick, Levi, Day, and as well as Shafir here up here. But this top 3, you could throw a blanket over all 3 of them, as well as don't count out those points as well. So we are approaching the final race of the season. Here with Yuval out front in that MF Racing number 25, gained 8 spots since the start of this race. Going to be hard to catch him as Allende has another car to work through here. Is running a little bit wide in that gravel, heading up and through the corkscrew.
I mean, anybody can take this race win in between these top 3 cars. Allende is putting the squeeze on Levi. Levi kind of only there are drivers. I mean, he finished 10th place in the last race, inherited a pole position, but unfortunately not going to be able to defend his 3rd place there.
Oh no!
Down the inside, no defense put up by Levi. And Levi actually going to suffer off the back of that fight, going to come oversteer and going to lose all the positions. Need to rejoin the track safely, and luckily he will do so. But oh my God, the pole sitter for this race is going to drop all the way back, and it's going to put Lodem Chauffeur inheriting 3rd place position onto the podium. And let's look at that one back here. And they sending one out on the inside. Oh, and Arnaud Levi already kind of putting the power down too early. The rear just gives out. That's a little bit of an oversteer, and let's watch it. Yep, and just kind of not expecting to go that wide, right? You kind of see Allende. I think it's not expecting Allende to send a move down that deep, that committed. I mean, they kind of see the difference between these top drivers and the drivers maybe in the mid-pack like Arnaud Levi, right? The level of aggressiveness they put into their racing, and it just completely decimates your opponent if they don't match your aggressiveness. Especially a driver like Allende, who we know is definitely not afraid to pull the elbows out.
Halfway down, halfway to go, and The braking I have found is so difficult within these BMW M2s, within every
And it's
other
so
road
heavy.
car. Yes, like you mentioned, man, what, 3,000 pounds,
Hmm.
twice as many as I originally was thinking there. And it definitely shows itself, especially within the corkscrew. Got Mark Zubrev. Wow, gained 7 spots since the start of the race, looking at P5 at the moment. Going to be a great points day for him if he's able to keep it up. And looks like a little bit of fog or maybe even a little bit of mist starting to come down on the track. Expect temperatures to continue to drop. Expect more and more gravel to continue to be thrown up on the track. And hey, even looking back 9 and 10th, we got a Yali Reuven battling back out here for that P9 spot. That MF Racing car of Omri Farag there, P8, trying to hold these guys off.
Yeah, I mean, these cars are just super hard to navigate, right? Not a lot of aero, very heavy, and kind of risky. Going to try and send a move down the outside onto Omri Farag here. Omri Farag,
Wow,
oh, got to put his
crossover.
squeeze on him. Look at these too wide. I mean, the switchbacks are going all over the
Love it.
place here. The driver, Omri Farag, still managing to trying to managing the defending position there. Again, Kanavisky's trying to put another switchback onto Omri Farag. Omri Farag, wise to the tricks here. Defending well. I mean, these drivers are just fighting each other tooth and nail to the bitter end here. Wow, look at this. Completely, Omri Farag already going to be looking down the inside again, looking on the outside. I mean, it's about positioning your car, right? Kind of putting the pressure on the driver, right? Okay, show yourself on one side of the mirror, and then go back onto the other side, disappear from the view for a second, and then pull alongside them. That's the key on this track. And just
Speaking
like
of
this, it's
alongside,
going to pull down the outside here into this S turn section. Too wide. Kanavisky now going to pull ahead. Great into the corkscrew. Cements his position. Gets a breaking point correctly and comes out ahead. Brilliant move by Kanavisky. Understands that right after that corner comes a corkscrew where you cannot retake, right? Once you lose position, you cannot retake. So he goes in, commits it, takes it, and then once you reach the corkscrew, that's basically a free out of jail card, right? You just get that position for free.
that he did, man. A Yali up to P8 now in the race. And hey, we still have a really good battle up between Alande, Lodem Shafir, and even Ido here. Up for P4 in kind of McLaren-esque colors in that number 50. Up 7 spots since the start of the race. And hey, I know that it's showing up in the top left corner of your screen. 13 minutes out of 20. The lap times take so long here, about 1.5 minutes. So keep that in mind as we approach the white flag lap, getting closer and closer to it, as well as the end of the season. Man, Toka, this is what it has all come down to. These drivers putting it all out on the line here. Alande is able to get that gap up just now to a half a second up to P2. He might have something for our leader, Yuval Merrick, here as we continue to tick down our last couple laps here at Laguna Seca.
Yeah, Roy, actually, I think this might put you or Merrick within 2 points by the by come the end of this race, maybe 2 or 4 points. My calculation's correct. I mean, this championship is coming down to the wire. Coming into this race, right, with Alan Day, but unfortunately, you're gonna come up kind of a little bit short here now in 9th place. There's still time for positions to be made up, still points to be gained for Reuven as we look at the position at the championship, right? This was before the first race started at Laguna Seca, but I mean, Ewan Merrick is looking to be within only 2 or 3 points of Alan Day and Reuven. Can he drop back a little bit behind if these positions persist? But I mean, this championship is coming down to the wire. Any single race can flip the entire thing on its head. Absolutely insane from these drivers. The situation at hand, right? The drama, the stories that are being built here. Any single position gained can mean the entire championship is won.
It's so tight. I mean, between Yuval and Alon, especially for the lead. Hang on now, as the gap is now cut down just to halfway. And oh, look at the curb usage of Yuval, as now we're going to get side by side into the corkscrew.
Fighting for the race win now. Alan Day gonna take the mistake of Ewan Merrick here. Ewan Merrick suffering off the sausage curb. Gonna take his position now. Alan Day into the lead of the race after that corkscrew corner. Gonna cement it, but don't count Ewan Merrick out yet. Gonna be out for blood. gonna try and repay for his mistake there, redeem himself. Now we go into these elevation changes, uphill, downhill, and uphill again. Merrick now on the back of Alan Day, taking the braking point. Not going to try to move down here. Maybe even try and sell the dummy on the back of this straight. Just go to straight here. And they kind of pulling ahead a little bit. Has a better exit, but it goes start, finish straight. And a triple left-hander, you know exactly what can happen here. There's so many opportunities to send one down the inside here. Let's see what he can do here. Merrick right on the bumper of Alan Day. Oh my God, and they defending really well though. Taking all the apex, and they're going to run into each other. None of these drivers willing to give up an inch, and they just got sent to Netherrealm. What happened there?
Hang on, I think Alan Day, everybody, you saw him disappear from your screen. I think Alan Day reached the incident limit and unfortunately got sent to the pits there.
Oh no!
That is not what you wanted to happen. Man, Yuval didn't expect that at all. It looked like Yuval got in there with the right amount of speed and then just. Maybe a 4X I'm afraid is what happened, and that it's just that happens that fast. As yes, Alan Day is showing in the pits at the moment. Oh my God, what a turn of events!
Oh my God, that fight was going so well. So unfortunate for Alan Day there. Very anticlimactic end to that fight.
Extremely.
Merrick basically has this win in the back now. Nobody can contest that one.
Let's see what happens if we can sum this down to contact. This is coming within. Oh, that's going to be enough of a 4X right there. And check this out. You're going to see that light blue BMW of Alan Day just disappear. And that's the only thing that I can think of is incident limit set upon the league. And away Alan Day goes, unfortunately. Had the win right there with him.
I mean, you can see it. Alan Day is such a great driver, but that's the risk you run by having such an aggressive driving style, right? When every single fight you do, you're gonna elbow out. You're not afraid of these contact. You're gonna risk yourself in these incident situations, and that's exactly what just happened to Alan Day there.
Alan Day, if you are watching the broadcast, and I know we normally interview the top 3, but hey, please stick around. We would love to get your input. After interviews wrap up, get kind of your perspective on things. Oh boy, since mini race 1 of Silver Series, oh my gosh, Toka, we have 3 cars battling it out. This should be the white flag. I didn't catch Barney last time by, but should be showing white. Oh, we're gonna have Aaron off the track here. We'll take a little bit of a look. This should be just a quick little 2 dip of the tires into the gravel. Maybe 3 tires there, but able to keep it going.
Yeah, nothing too crazy there. But I mean, look at this fight from Tinoz and Shafir and Balsan. Actually, this is pretty dang close. All of them to Shafir. Actually, I don't know what happened there.
Whoa.
Yeah, dipped his wheel down and into something. The sand was too soft, maybe. Just got everywhere, and now kind of losing a little bit. But I mean, it's still, the gap is 8/10, and heading to the last lap of this race. I mean, the move can still be made pretty possibly here for Idabatsan. Even though Idabatsan, remembered, actually got into an incident with Sion Baba earlier in the race, right? And actually somehow managing to put himself back up to 3rd place. Now back here in the place for the fight for 4th, 5th, and 6th here between Zubarev, Gabe, and Sione. I mean, these drivers are so close to each other. Only 1 second separating the 3 of them. And now, temporarily speaking, Mark Zubarev is going to lead this pack, but look at Mark Rancione going to put the squeeze on the onto Yossi Gabe here. Yossi in the green, bright neon green car. We're going to send one down the outside, perhaps. Rancione going to do something else. We see the reaction of Rancione. Pure concentration, not able to make the move stick, but now going to pull alongside as the exit speed. This time and time you ever see the exit speed is such an important factor here at Laguna Seca. And now onto the rear bumper. These drivers is gonna go head to head each other. Let's see if a move can be made here. Onto the right hander, onto the left, onto the hairpin section, into the corkscrew, and I mean, you kind of just back off a little bit into the corkscrew, right? And again, these drivers are gonna stay close to each other. But for now, no really positive move can be made. I say that, but Oh my god, again into the rear bumper. Rancioni has a look on the outside, backed off once again. I mean, these drivers just neck and neck, close, so close to each other.
Going to be close down to the start-finish line. Is the checkered flag going to fly? Position solidified. Yossi Gabay getting that P5 spot. Yuval Mirek finishing this thing out front. Congratulations, man. Oh, I know you are probably sweating right now. Ido Balstan, P3. Mark Zubarev, P4. Yossi Gabay, Rancesoni, P5. Ryuven coming home, P7. Gained 3 spots since the start of Yeli, P8. Arnon Levi, P9. Omri Farag, P10. Dror last, 11th. Iran Delitsky, P12. Saision Baba, 13. Dima Medavininik, P14. Drivers, if you are in the broadcast, top 3, as well as, hey, Alan Day, love to chat with you on what happened there. Please stick with us. Toka, what a race. What a finish that we saw within these drivers.
Yeah, absolutely insane. I mean, we saw throughout the entire broadcast, right? Both the silver and the gold class. I mean, what a show of these drivers. Incidents galore. This track, time and time again, just produces exciting racing, right? Just, oh my god, just super close, neck and neck, elbows out type of racing that demands the highest amount of concentration and racecraft. That's exactly what we saw today.
Man, we did. We're seeing the number 7 just kind of solidify things here. Stick with us. I'm doing a little bit of work behind the scenes, getting some drivers lined up for an interview here. Especially, I mean, Yuval, oh my gosh, would love to chat with him. Getting him signed up for things right now. Silver to gold this whole season. It's been one to watch here on Sam Studio Network, as well as the Israel iRacing YouTube channel. Cannot forget to shout out Griiip gloves, DRS racing software, as well as ILAKA Esports themselves. Oh boy. Final championship race in 2 weeks from now. Toka, hopefully we have you up in the booth for that. Is, like you said, man, things going to come down to the wire with the way that points have ran throughout this whole season.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think when we go to driver interviews in a little bit here, I mean, I have some. Let's see. All right, welcome in, guys. Well, first of all, congratulations. What a brilliant race that was. How are you feeling today? Let's start with Rodham Cats here.
I feel amazing. I think that the start was a little bit difficult. I had a slide. But after the slide, I think I recovered very fast, and I can overtake. I think it was Tom Rappaport, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I passed Rotem Lev, that he had a beautiful pace, and still I could make it. And it was a wonderful pace and wonderful race. In the second race, I got a hit. But I recovered very fast, and it was fun to overtake and start moving from behind. And that's it. I think it was a fun race, good pace. I enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely, Rodham Cats. Congratulations. 2 podiums in the 2 races there in the silver class. And now we go to Yuval Mirek, if I'm not mistaken here. Yuval, listen, you pick up the race win here in the second race in the gold class. Coming into this stage, right? Coming to the Laguna Seca here, you were 3rd in the championship. But after you overtake Alan Day, and Alan Day had that incident moment there, had that 4 accident, was disqualified. And now Royven actually finishing 10th, losing some points to you. You are now actually the championship leader. You come into 3rd, and now you're now first leading into the final race, the final stage of the championship. Tell me, how are we feeling? Especially, what was your reaction seeing the disqualification there from Alan Day after 4X incident you had with him?
I didn't really understand why he just disappeared. I was kind of shocked. Yeah, I thought that he got disqualified. Yeah, feel pretty amazing knowing that now I lead the championship. So Yep, no complaints.
Of you there as we saw that battle for the lead continue to intensify. Man, Toka, you kind of said it best in your questions. That's the best that I can think of as far as what happened to Alon Day, and I was hoping that he would hop into our broadcast booth here afterwards. Looks like we got Ran hopping in here too, so maybe can explain what happened at the end there to Alon Day. Man, incident limit, best thing I can think of.
Yep.
Ran, welcome into the broadcast booth. Congratulations today. Man, we had a little bit of incident up in the front of the pack here as things continued to tick on down. We saw you get involved. Oh, looking at the replay here, lap 1 incident. But what was your race today like, Ran, especially driving back up to that P6 spot?
Honestly, I'm a bit disappointed. I thought I could do better, seeing the times, and because of the multiple incidents. At the second race, I think me, Yossi, and Alon went 3 wide. Alon into my inside, Yossi into my outside, and I just got pushed out of the track. I still have to watch that replay to see exactly what happened, but that pretty much messed up my race. First race was pretty cool. I didn't qualify so well. I think I could qualify 5th or 4th, I think. I ended up qualifying 6th, but I drove a pretty good drive and managed to make a pass to 5th on a very strong driver, IIL, which is actually he was my main rival in the what's it called, the Super Formula Lights series. So I'm pretty stoked about that. And what can I say? Second race wasn't as expected, but you gotta live with it.
And that
Yeah, a question here for you, Ran, since you have you here. You were actually in the midst of the pack quite a lot, so I think this question is will be quite suitable for you. We saw a lot of drivers running out wide today, so how much was it a factor, like the fact that so many drivers went out wide and then just kept spraying gravel back onto the track and affecting the drivers behind them? How much of that was a factor today for you driving?
Yeah, so the debris system that iRacing launched, and all the gravel that was today on the track did affect the race. You always had to remember in which place there's gravel on the track, especially in blind corners like the corkscrew. There was a lot of gravel, and you really had to take it straight with a straight wheel. Just drop the corkscrew, because if you have a little bit of an angle, you're gonna get the back sliding, and you're gonna lose a lot of time. In the good case. In the bad case, you're just gonna spin out, as we saw plenty of drivers did. I always kept reminding myself where the gravel's at, and to keep my wheel straight at the corkscrew. And it did affect the lap times. And it doesn't just affect the lap times. It affects your continuity and your concentration. So it's pretty tough. Yeah.
Thanks for sticking with us there, Ran, and hey, Toka, especially up in the booth. Sean Stam. I'd like to go back with Yuval Merrick before we get going. Yuval, anybody that you would like to shout out before we get going into the last final race of the season, just a short 2 weeks from now?
I would like to say thank you to Tal and everyone behind the scenes. They really made a great league. I've been racing here a couple of seasons now, so you can see that I have fun here.
Hey, I'd like to take a moment to shout you out, Yuval, because not only for the win, but I think you're the one who told Tal originally about SSN broadcasting and kind of brought us on board. So not only congratulations, but thank you for that as well. And hey, as we head into championship weekend just 2 weeks from now, best of luck to every driver involved, especially, hey, thank you all for joining us today, the YouTube channel. We will see you next time live for that championship race. Toka, you got anything else? And as a matter of fact, any of our drivers got anything else here today before we sign off?
No, thank you.
Hey, of course, thank you, Ran, and make sure you subscribe to IIL YouTube channel, Stam Studio Network, come at you live from Laguna Beach, or Laguna Seca, there you go, California. Join us next time, Stam Studio Network. Have a great rest of your night.